So I'm going to do a bit of a tutorial run through the game where I basically just go through the run how I normally would, except I'll slow it down a bit and kind of explain what I'm doing. So for anyone who's trying to learn the run, hopefully this may help you out. So a few things before we even start the game. You will need to go to your controller bindings. Well, you don't need to do this, but it'll definitely help. We have a thing set up here where normally the game has a limit to how fast you can teleport. However, if you hit the button fast enough, it actually gets rid of that limit. So we found a way where if you take any analog button on your controller, so for my example, I chose the trackpad because it is force sensitive, which makes it analog. You set it to be a button. Under the button, make click jump on your right controller, and on the left controller, do the same thing, except make click teleport. And then on both of these, you'll need to go into the settings, set the click deactivation threshold all the way to max, and then set the activation threshold to wherever you want, however hard you have to press the button for it to activate. For me, I just do it at 10%. So that will make it so whenever you hold that specific button, you will just teleport insanely fast. And the reason you have to do jump on one and teleport on the other is because this is the action for when you're in continuous movement, and this is the action for when you're in shift movement, which we're going to need to go between both in the run. Next up, if you're setting up your live split, make sure to set the game to Half-Life Alyx, spelled exactly like that with the hyphen and colon. Then select any percent, and it should automatically give you the auto splitter, and then you can just activate it. There's an option under the auto splitter that lets you set it to be either split on every map or split on every chapter. I have it set here for split on every chapter. And then set your start time to be minus 15.34. And then with that, we go on story mode and start with continuous. And let's start the game. I'm going to leave the splits up on the side just because it'll make it easy for you to, like, if you want to like skip through the video, you can quickly see which chapter I'm on to get to certain points, even though I'm not going to be going fast. So first off, what you want to do is in any corner of your room or any edge of your room, while this text is going by, get close and just face the edge of the room. So as you can see, I'm pretty close to the edge, looking in that direction. The reason we want to do this is because when we spawn in, the direction we are facing will be looking at the Citadel, and wherever we're standing will be centered in the center of the balcony that we're on. And we want some space behind us to quickly do a glitch where we're going to go under and back above. So there, you can see now I have plenty of space. Oh yeah, also you can see I set my room boundaries. It just makes it easier for me to always know where I am in the room. So once the game allows me to start teleporting, you come over to this door, and now we're going to do something called a height adjust, which we do a ton in this game. So in your options, I think it's under accessibility, you'll see I have a crouch action and a stand action both turned on. Depending on your controller, you may see something else where it says like a hybrid height adjust or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have those controllers. But basically, you need to turn them on. And if you don't see these options, then go into your controller bindings and make sure that either your stand action or your hybrid action is enabled. So what we're going to do is you hit the crouch button on your controller, and then now the ground is basically at my waist. And if you pause the game and crouch down so you're underneath the ground and unpause, as you can see, the game just lets me stay underground. So now I can move under the door, and don't worry about the fact that the game has the orange thing up. It doesn't matter. You can still get under anyways. And then if I pause the game again and stand up on the other side of the door, I'm on the other side. Now, if you can't teleport, just take a step forward, and then now you're on the other side of the door. We're going to be doing that a ton, so definitely practice that because that's something you're going to need to do pretty fast. Other than that, it's just fast movement through this area, so if there's no tricks or anything special, I'm just going to go through an area as fast as I can so you can just kind of see the quick movement. So like here, you just go really fast. And now here's the first quick teleport that you can do. So you know how I have it set to my trackpad? If I hold my trackpad down now, as you can see, I can go really fast across the whole area. We only really do that in big open areas because it's hard to control, but 2, it can also do another glitch called a zero zip, which you do not want to have happen in moments. Basically, if you do it in a place where you're not intending to, it's probably just going to kill you. So only do it in like big open areas where you're not going to accidentally get snagged on anything. Yeah. So next up, now that we're here, you just want to touch this thing when it comes over because it skips the animation of it scanning you. And now we wait for a moment.
Dad! Hey, wait, no!
Okay. Okay, just want to make sure the split's actually started. Wait, do they run? No, it's just the real time it was running. So yeah, the auto splitter pauses on load screens, so don't worry if you have long load screens. So from here, okay, I need to pause because this is a bit of a time sensitive skip. What I did before about height adjusting down, we're now going to do the opposite to height adjust up. So normally I would hit crouch first in the button, and then I would crouch in real life. To stand, you need to crouch in real life first, so get close to the ground, hit stand, and then after you've hit the button, then stand up in real life. So I'm going to get down here. I'm going to press the stand button.
Where are you taking?
I'll just pause the game now. You can stand up, and now I'm above the truck. Now that I'm above the truck, there is another glitch, which... actually, I'm going to have to do this glitch twice, so since this one is on a timer, I'm just going to do it without really explaining it, and I'll explain it in a second when I have to do it again. So you'll see I'm able to move over here to this grenade, and once it is no longer a circle, grab onto it, press the button, and let go. The grenade will explode, which skips that whole scene. Just going to center myself. Okay. So next thing I need to do, as you can see, I'm still way up above here, above the van. If you're not above the van when you do this, try standing on the little seat to the side of the van when you do the height adjust up. So now we need to go over there, but the game will not let us just teleport over there right yet. So what you have to do is get far enough over so the game will let you teleport. Now in my case, I have a fairly big play space, so I can just walk over here, but let's say you don't. Let's say, here, let me just try something. Let's say it's like this. Here's the edge of my room. I can't get over there. So what you do is when you are standing at the edge of your room, close to the place where you want to go, turn your play space 180 degrees around. Because now you'll see behind you, you have a giant space. It doesn't have to necessarily be 180 degrees. It just has to make it so that the area of your play space is in the direction you want to walk. So now I can walk over here in real life, and now it lets me teleport down. Well, I'm still in stand mode. If you're ever way above the ground or the ground is way in you, just hit the button to make yourself go back to normal. So now we're going to come over here, do another crouch under. So you hit the crouch button, pause, go under, move forward, pause and go up. And now I'm on this side, and I can hit the crouch button again to stand back up. So now we move out here. Next, you want to crouch in real life. Hold the mantle button to get up on top of this fence. You just go up along that fence in the bush and up here. Stand up. Oh, sorry. Hit the stand button and then stand up. And then you can teleport up onto this. Then you come up here. There'll be an invisible wall that blocks you for a second. And then you can just quickly come over here, enter in, and re-enter the longest waiting moments of the run. Right now, and honestly, probably never, there's not going to be a skip for Russell because you have to wait for him for it to activate triggers. So first thing, when you come in here, make sure you look at him. You won't start talking until you're actually looking at him for a moment.
They've got Dad.
And once you start talking, just bring something over. I just like to use this because it's nice and big, and place it around the corner of this table. Somewhere around right here-ish on the table is going to be the point where he says, oh, place something that represents you. And since this is big, it just makes it easy to make sure it's going to hit that trigger. And with that, we wait. You can do whatever you want here. Start writing on the whiteboard. My favorite thing is chuck things at him.
Oh, yeah, still here. Right, well, what they will do is take them by train from here.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say here. I'm just going to mess around.
To Nova Prospect.
And if he gets on that train, that's it, right?
Not necessarily. Grab
So as you can see,
okay, that's
there.
you.
since I had that thing already sitting there, he just immediately recognized it.
Me, will have to stay here
Oh,
for a tour.
random thing. I saw there was an achievement for this.
Just outside, there's a second train that
Yes?
also
No?
leads out of City 17
Was it not that?
through the quarantine zone.
Okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe I had that already.
Both trains intersect here at Fairview Junction. You take your train, get there before his train, and hack into the controls. That'll let me take over the system. Train comes to a halt, you deal with the combine situation, and we get your dad back.
Sounds good. Where's the train I'm taking?
Out the back, through the yard. It's decommissioned, but I think I can hack into its controls.
Okay, so once he gets to this part of the speech, you want to make sure you're at the door ready to
The gloves,
go through.
Alyx. You know, the gravity gloves. I have a few sets through there. You can calibrate
All right.
them out by the ship.
So you can actually stick your hands right about here where they're going to come out at, and as long as the
We're gonna do it.
microwaves, I guess they are, have started to come down, you can just stick your hands in and they're already there. If the microwaves do not start to fall down, you need to walk back to here and like walk forward. Don't teleport, because I found if you teleport, it just doesn't activate it for some reason. And they should drop down. So now that we've come down here, just find something and just keep grabbing it.
Something with your hand open. Try catching it. Boom. Yep. Try again. That's it. Yep. Perfect. One more time. We're done.
Okay.
Oh,
If you've done this really fast, you're going to notice he's going to throw the gun, but it's not going to fly. It's just, or he might not even be up there. It's just going to teleport right onto the car. So be ready for that. He's also going to seem to take a very long time to throw the ammo. Anyway, so I catch the ammo out of the air, load it in. Oh, missed the lock.
Oh, you took care of that lock.
And go to the next area.
Did have the key for it, but should have given you that. That's on me.
I also do grab that ammo there. I don't think you need to anymore. We've actually gotten the rundown, so you really don't need to fire that many bullets throughout the whole run. But
Just to let you know,
if you're new, you might need some extra, so there's just an easy extra one right there on your way. Alright. Since we just have to wait in here for a minute, fun little thing. If you just bash your head into, or so, if you hold forward and bash your head, what? How did I get it? Oh, there. Into this door, it for some reason teleports back to the center of the train. Or the easy way of doing it, literally just teleport into the door, and it puts you back to the center of the train for some reason. Weird glitch. Something dumb to do while you wait.
And this is as far as we get by train.
Then I'm headed on foot.
Good. I'll see if I can get you in some other way.
Alright, so right as the door opens, come down here. There's some ammo if you need it. And then I use the quick teleport to get all the way down here. And then there's just 3 little nodes you have to activate.
Alyx, that thing's incredible. You need an incredible brand name. Something that really sells it.
Who am I gonna sell it?
Here, get as close as you can to these, and then walk by, and then fast teleport down to the hatch. Now, here is probably one of the harder glitches to understand what's happening. I'm going to need to height adjust down, but I'm going to like stand right on my tippy toes, get as high as I can before I hit the crouch button, and then go underground. Now, we need to get all the way over there. So the glitch that I was talking about earlier, where I was standing and turning my play space around to let me move across the van, we're going to essentially do that, but underground and all the way to the other side of the hatch. Now, you can do this by just like going to one side of your room, turning it around, going to the other side of the room, turning it around. That's the easier way of doing it. The harder but a bit faster way of doing it is you kind of rotate your head in a circle and then constantly hit the rotate button so that for every moment that you're turning your head, it's always going towards the end. So I'll show you what that looks like right now. So I am constantly turning. And as you can see, I'm getting closer to the end. And once you've gotten about here, you pause the game, stand up, and teleport over. Make sure to teleport, not continuous walk, or it'll put you back to the beginning of the hatch. Alright, so come over here. Here's a couple more bits of ammo if you need them.
Yeah, that's the way we gotta go.
No shortcut?
Make sure to avoid those barnacles.
It's a shortcut.
I do the fast teleport until I get to this barnacle, because I found for some reason if you do the fast teleport by the barnacle, sometimes you get caught on it.
Yeah, be careful.
Now we're going to height adjust underneath the wall of this train. So hit the crouch button, pause, go under, go across, pause, go up, and then you're going to need to step forward, and you should be able to teleport. Just a note also, when you're doing that, if you ever end up back on the wrong side, you don't manage to go through, either you weren't low enough when you went under, or you hit continuous movement. So just make sure make sure you're not hitting continuous movement, and then try and go a bit lower. So, oops, I don't know where that went. So quickly teleport down here, shoot that guy twice,
Shooting, Alex.
Thanks.
get those.
Thanks, Russell.
Oops. There's some more ammo. You can grab, actually I'll quickly pause. This guy takes a second to come and knock the door, so what you can do is hold continuous movement forward, grab onto the handle and just pull the door, and as long as once you pull it, let go, and you should just go straight to the door. I don't know if I'm actually going to get it. He might hit the door open first, but let's see.
Get grabbed.
Oh, no.
Way to go. Ah!
But yeah, if you're there well before he's ready to open the door, you can just do that. Now I just back up because we're going to go height adjust underneath that gate there, so I just make sure there's a little bit of room in front of me.
Heard anything about dying,
So
Russell?
crouch,
No.
under, and
Radio
over.
silence.
And we're on the other side.
Train.
Damn it.
So I quick teleport along here.
Seeing
Just
this?
memorize the answer to this puzzle is that. And if you're quick enough, you can teleport right through the side of the gate there.
Cardboard.
Alex, you all right? What's
And now that we're here,
Fine, Russell.
this is going to be another one of the very hard tricks of this run. So you're going to crouch and go under right to the right of that door there. Crouch in real life and go up to here. Try and get as high as you can on these boxes. Pause and stand up. Try and teleport. If you can't, walk away, and eventually it should let you teleport out of bounds. Now here comes the real hard part. This whole area is invisible. The collision is still here, but you can't see anything. So, you basically have to use that. Oh, also you can't see my hand, so I can't even really point to where you have to go. That little bit, yellow bit of light is kind of your only point of reference. If you want to be able to see this area, just actually open the door instead of going under it, and then let the Vortigaunt talk for a while, and once he opens that gate, this whole area will load in. So what you're going to do is walk down. Once you land on something, stop moving. I am pointing my controller basically in the exact direction I am facing, so you want to teleport exactly that way. And then point, it doesn't matter where you're looking, but I'm pointing once again exactly where I'm looking, so point up a little bit further, direct this way, and now you should see you're kind of in line with this weird yellow light. Walk as far forward towards the light as you can, then hit the crouch button, pause, and crouch down, and you should load into the next area. That part is definitely one of the hardest bits, so as I said, if you need to practice where you're going, it's good to load the area in by actually ringing the bell and letting him talk so the area loads in. But other than that, just practice it, and eventually you'll get it.
Alex, the signal's
So next is another one of the very big glitches of the run. For this, we are going to need to move our movement to shift.
back. Can you hear me? Are
So
you okay?
this glitch is called a zero zip, and basically
Yeah.
I'm going to take my hand and put it on the teleport thumbstick because it just makes it way easier, and you just jiggle the thumbstick as fast as you can. And you'll see I just start going flying. And I end up right here. Now, when you do that, make sure you take a little step backwards into the left, or else there's like a death plane basically right here, so you are just going to miss it. And we are still in shift movements, and now you have to use your other controller to warp around, and you're going to have to memorize this out of bounds path. So you start there, come over here, go down here, and be careful not to die. If your hand gets stuck in this wall, just pause, bring it out, and unpause. Go over here, crouch under here, go up there, onto this pipe. So yeah, it definitely, at first, it may be a bit difficult to remember where you're going, but over time you just remember the route. I like to quick teleport down here. And then once you get to this area, you want to drop down And you can kind of see that there are these squares in the roof. You want to walk over to the squares all the way over to the right here, pause and go under, and then you should be able to teleport down over to the load area. Also, I should just clarify, that part where I go in there, that is not using the crouch button, that is just crouch in real life to get down there. Okay, I always forget shift movement.
Online soldier?
So next
When you
up,
guys were off stealing the reactor, I saw
if you're quick enough, if you're quick enough, oh, come on. You can do this before the door opens. There's an invisible wall right here, which you might have seen my gun got stuck on it when the door opens at first. But basically, we're going to do that glitch again where you basically spam the thumbstick as fast as you can to just go flying. And you need to do it somewhere in between, I'd say about here. You want to be past this yellow bag.
Okay,
And like
so
before about
right
here,
now,
about halfway through this
what it's
table.
like to live
Maybe even a
on
little
Earth
further this
on a
way.
scale
Maybe
of 1 to
near the
10.
beginning of this table.
I'd say
So
it's
anywhere
positive.
in between here, you want to do it. So if I
What would
just
you rate it?
hit the thumbstick really quick,
Ooh,
you'll
that's
start
something,
flying,
I don't know,
and you should hit the load zone.
okay, I'd say 6. Yeah, strong 6.
Now you're going to notice something very odd in a second once I load in. I am nowhere near where that load area is. I'm at the end of the map. If you did it right, you should end up here. If you did it, but you ended up in the actual room that you're supposed to load into in this area, just do it again. Just quickly flick the thumbstick, and it should bring you right here. So now that we do that, we come in here and solve this puzzle, which is the only puzzle we actually need to solve in the run. This puzzle is randomly generated, so just try and figure it out and be fast. And you can come in here and... That was weird. Load this in here. Make sure you have at least a couple bullets ready. Come in and kill this guy. Oh my god, that was horrible. And you take this and head back up. As far as I'm aware, those guys can't come up here for some reason, even if you leave that door open. I've never actually seen them come up, so...
It'll only take a second. You're doing
Solve this puzzle.
No worries. No worries. No worries.
And then once you solve the puzzle, grab this handle and immediately do another one of those zero zips,
Now just read
where you quickly flick, and then you're out here, and flick this as fast as you can.
Okay, just throw the switch there. 5 seconds.
Alright. Once you've done that, quickly swap back to continuous movement. Also, I should just point out that if you use continuous hand movement, that works fine too. And if you're low on ammo, this is also a decent time to reload, because you're not really doing anything. But other than that, get your tool ready, your hacking tool, and quickly go over here and open this up. And we quickly make our way over here. Now, you want to make sure, do not go too far that way. You basically don't want to go anywhere past this bit of metal right here.
You okay?
So we're going to go up right into this corner. It's a bit dark and hard to tell, but when you come in, it's just right in here. Get as far into this corner as you can, and then hit the crouch button, and go under. Now, once you're under, crawl a bit towards the big area where Eli is, and you should be able to teleport forward and down. Then stand up and pause, unpause. If you ever find that you have that yellow thing around, you can just pause, unpause, and it will put you back to where it thinks you should be. And you make your way down here. Step right, kind of in between this light and the pipe. Step forward so you can see this bit of wall. And then just pause and crouch down. And you should load into the next area. And when I say step a little bit forward, I mean really just a little bit. Like if you're too far forward, it won't load you in. This one is pretty quick and easy. I use the quick teleport to get down here. Go up the stairs.
What?
And as you probably know, the game likes to tease you by saying, hey, look, here's the end. But you can just crouch under and crouch up. And you're done this chapter. We're at the end of the subway.
If we can get this
And there we are. Boom. Chapter done. Probably the shortest chapter in this run. Oh yeah, and then next I like to kind of get towards this corner of the room because we're going to need to do a little trick there where you go down, crawl forward. So you, teleport towards this wall, crouch down, go under. And now you need to be pretty careful here because if you move too far to the side, I think more to the left, you will fall. If you move too far forward, you will fall. You don't want to fall. Just move forward a little bit, hold down teleport while you're doing it. Eventually you'll see that you can teleport. Teleport down, pause the game and stand up. And now you should be here. And then fall in this little doorway or whatever here, step to the side, pause and crouch in real life, and then you should be able to teleport down and walk right into the load. For that load, you will need to do a continuous walk in the load. The game will not actually let you teleport into the load zone, so just teleport forward and keep holding forward on continuous walk. Next up, get over to this side of the room because we're going to do another crouch under this door. So you go down. This one, I feel like you have to go a little further under than you usually do. Pause and go up. Take a step forward. Oh, my hand got stuck in the wall, so I'll just quickly pause and unpause to fix that. If you're new to the run, grab this grenade. It'll help out a bit later on. Now we're going to take this barrel, mantle up onto it, and this is probably one of the most finickiest tricks in the run. So you're going to try and teleport up onto here, and it is very easy to accidentally screw up. You'll want to teleport up onto here. If you find the game isn't letting you do it, try and get as high as you can, like teleport right onto the edge of there. And you should be able to teleport onto this little ledge, teleport up onto this ledge, over there. And now this part is really hard to see when you actually get the indicator, but you can kind of see there. I have the feet indicator to go up on here. Another hard to see, I have the indicator to go up on there. And then you want to, okay, well, sometimes that happens. Also, if you fall down here and you can't teleport, just continuous walk a little bit and you should fall far enough where it will let you teleport. Okay, and I don't... Yeah, the game sometimes be like that. Okay, so I normally like to continuous walk over here, but if the game isn't letting you, you can also just teleport. You'll find this area right above this, I don't know what you call it, fence, where you're able to stand a bit higher. Just teleport up onto that. You can either continuous walk or teleport over a bit. Teleport up onto there. Teleport to there. And then, and then I paused so I could go up through the floor there and grab onto the ladder, and now you're back in bounds, and you can go into the hotel and make sure to grab this table. If you're using index controllers like I am, hold both of the triggers down when going into this load and don't let go of them. Also squeeze, I don't know if you have to squeeze the grips, but I just like to squeeze the grips. So I basically have the grips and my triggers held. This is just so you can keep on holding the table, because for some reason, I think because the grips are force sensitive on the index, you don't hold the table. And then just quickly, there, press the trigger to start up again. Come up to this table up here and crouch, hit the stand button, pause the game, stand and bring your hands way up, and then unpause. And you'll see the table came with you. You'll notice, okay, the table got stuck in the floor. This will happen sometimes. If this happens, grab the table, pause, bring to somewhere where it isn't stuck, unpause, and you should have the table. So now that I have it, I'm just going to quickly grab it in a better position. Hold both the triggers down, pause, save, and then load. So what this is going to do is that we weren't able to teleport around because we just weren't high enough up. But if we save and reload, the game will think, oh, you're supposed to be standing out of bounds. So it'll actually place us out of bounds instead of only being kind of half out of bounds. There. Oops, I didn't keep the table. Oh, and I think the table's stuck. Okay. Oh, yeah, the table's stuck. Okay, so just grab it, pause, go. There we go. That was weird. And now, if you notice you're a little high up, it's because you're still standing from when you saved. So come over here, right underneath this hallway, place the table. Sometimes it's hard to grab the table and you might accidentally place it on its side. And once it's on its side, it really just wants to flip upside down. So it doesn't it doesn't matter if that happens. You can just have it upside down or right ways up. Can I place this where I want it to? Go up onto the top of the table or on top of the leg if you have it upside down. Crouch way down. And when I say way down, I mean way down, because if you're not tall, you really need all the height you can get. Hit the stand button, pause the game, and stand way up as high as you can. and then unpause so the game just realizes you're up here. Pause, and then save load. And then once we load back in, we should be in that hallway. And now, once again, make sure you teleport first when you move around, or else sometimes it might throw you back down underground. Come right into this corner, crouch down. Oops, I don't actually have a lot of room there. I'm just gonna make sure I have some room in front of me. Pause the game, go under, and then, oh. All right, if that happens, we reload. Yeah, so the load area was basically right up there, so you just want to walk forward and kind of get towards it. I'm not 100% sure where the pit is there that you can fall into, but if that happens, just reload your last save. You'll only be right here. It's not that much of a time loss. Let's try again. Go under. I think it's more off to the left, so maybe you stay more to the right, and then you want to just walk forward, and eventually you'll hit the load zone. Okay, so now that we're back in, we're going to go back to shift movement, and we're going to do another 0 zip. If you can do it in this room, but if you have troubles doing that, you can just quickly go out here, and then you have a much longer area to do it. I'm just going to do it from in the room because that's where I'm used to it. So you're going to need to be ready because this will place us out of bounds. However, it will get us very close to the ground at one point, and when we get close to the ground, we need to teleport to that ground right away. So you'll see I'll do that and teleport. It will throw you right through that wall out of bounds and kill you if you don't teleport down right here. And then just go back to continuous. Now, if you're quick here, you can actually go without killing these guys, but since I'm just trying to show this off, I'm just going to quickly kill them. And then another guy here. Okay. So what you will need to do is go up near this plank here, mantle up onto it, kind of step away from the wall here, and then you should be able to teleport up onto it. And then you can height adjust either over there or here. I think it's actually a little easier if you do it here. So get down and adjust up, teleport to the end of here, and then kind of walk around the corner, and you should be able to teleport up onto that little lip right there. I don't know why that happened. That was that was interesting. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of glad that happened because that now lets me show how you can do that fast without killing the guys. I mean, it's literally the exact same thing, except you just do it really fast so they don't have the chance to shoot you. So here, I'll just quickly do this without shooting. So you go up here, quickly teleport up, over to there, height adjust, go up, there. And if you're quick enough, they don't even shoot you. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, and then I do a quick teleport around here. It doesn't matter if they shoot you a few times, because there's really not many places in the game where or in the run where we're gonna take damage, so it doesn't matter too much. Plus, we're on story mode, so they don't do that much damage anyways. So you want to go right down here. There's two ways you can do this. The first way is you can teleport down to those pipes right there and just follow the pipes down there and then under here and you'll go over there. Or the quicker way, if you're really good at height adjusts, is to go right here, height adjust down, and then kind of move your head down and under, and then quickly pause, unpause. And then if you step forward, you're in here. If you went the other way, you would just come straight through here. Height adjust back to normal. Come up here, shoot that lock. Be careful of that barnacle. You can teleport to the wall right about here. If you're any closer, you might get picked up by that guy, so just be careful. Grab the ladder to go up, and go around here. Grab this barrel, and this is a trick I know some people have a lot of difficulty with, so just in case I do screw it up, or in case you might also want to save here just in case you screw it up. You want to grab this barrel. I find it works best if you grab it like this from the side. Go up onto here, kind of place it below in front of you, then walk off, and about a third of the way down, let go. And you should just stop midair, and then you can teleport. I don't know what just happened there. That was weird. You should just be able to teleport down onto that box. I kind of died and then didn't die and ended up here. But sure, whatever game. Whatever floats your boat. So now we come up to this fence here. Quick height adjust under. Back up. We're on the other side. Come over to this ladder. Oh, that was weird. Go up onto this little electrical box here. Onto the roof. And you should just be able to go into the entrance and go right into Jeff. Alright, so now that we're in Jeff, you just want to quickly go through the beginning as fast as you can.
It only improves. It's all good, Alyx.
Pull this little thing towards you to make the barnacle pick up on it. When you come over here, make sure not to accidentally go down this ladder, because you can actually just reach in here and grab the ladder from here. Oops. Come on, give it to me. What the heck? Wait, oh, that was weird. I don't know why it was not giving it to me there. And then this weird thing, you just want to crouch and go up on it. You might need to height adjust if you're a bit shorter, but for me, I can just pause the game and just stand, and I'm high enough already. If not, just do a height adjust there and then stand up. And then you want to save load. And now you should be on top of this area. And you want to come over here, so actually I should probably just, I don't remember his name. There he is. You come along here across this like boarded roof over here. And then there's a very small area where the game will let you teleport up onto here. So you just go up there. Same with here, there's a very small area. Sometimes the game wants to kill you if you miss that area, so be very careful. We go up onto this little spore thing that's sticking out. And then up onto the roof. Up onto this roof. And over to here. So if you go in between this room and here, you get, you stand over top of this. If you're, once again, if you're a little too short, you can height adjust up and then go over. And then once you are over, once you are over here, you can pause the game, go down. What did I just hit? No, we're not going to the main menu. Height adjust down, unpause, and then teleport down. And now we just kind of continue along here as normal. You gotta crouch to fit in here. And now you'll notice all the batteries that are normally supposed to be down there just appear right here because we didn't hit their proper triggers. So that's kind of a funny little accident. Put all those in, teleport down here, and pull the ladder. Oops. Now just hide up over here because Jeff's about to come out at you. Also, for some reason the game just, oh, well, it's letting me do it now. For some reason the game sometimes just does not like you putting your hand over your mouth in this section. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. As long as you stand up here, he can't really get to you anyways. Anyways, once he moves and the game lets you teleport, come down here and close the trash compactor, and then immediately open it again. And now attract him over. Is that enough? Hear that? He heard that. And once he goes in, lock him in. And then just come over and continue or complete this little console puzzle. You may notice there's no plug here, but the collision is still there, so we can't actually go in.
Well, I hope you came across some of the good stuff. I'll see you around.
Okay, the coast is clear. Time to get that plug open and get through those tunnels.
Okay, so once the plug has actually opened for real, you're able to go down. We skipped the flashlight, so we do not have a flashlight, so just be careful going down here. Come on, let me go. What?
That tunnel heads to the vault.
What?
Great.
Oh, okay,
Also,
that was weird.
what's that? I think the tunnel is full of ant life.
Also, I'm just going to tell you right now, this game is going to do some weird stuff, and you're just going to have to live with it. I have encountered so many weird glitches and things, especially in Jeff. Jeff is one of the most buggiest chapters for me, but yeah, just be ready for some weird things to happen. So you just quickly run through here. They really failed at programming this door because you can just walk into it and it opens. Quickly teleport down here. I like to do a little quick teleport along here. And then you want to come right here up against this and just hold mantle and continuous up and kind of wiggle around a bit if you're not getting it. But you can just mantle your way out of bounds. Oops, I fell down a little bit. There, look. Don't worry, those guys won't attack you. They're just doing their own animation. And then now you're out of bounds. I do a quick teleport through here, but just to show kind of easier. You want to try and stay close to the geometry because there is big pits that you can fall into if you go too far away. So you kind of stay near the geometry, go around here, especially right here. I know there's a big pit. Yeah, there's a big pit right there, so you want to be very careful not to accidentally hit that. Go around, go right through this, whatever this is. Be a little finicky with where you're allowed to teleport. And then you kind of want to look at those two little balls of light and try and go right to those. And then it doesn't, it's best if you teleport on top of it. So I just teleport up there. It doesn't matter if you teleport and land down there, you can just go around, but we're going to go over here. If you're going around, you'll be right there. Also, your frame rate is going to die here, I absolutely guarantee you. If you're down there, teleport now over to there, which is actually where we're going to go here, and now we should be lined up with wherever you were. Teleport over here, and then teleport down onto this little ledge here. Be careful not to teleport over to there because you will hit a load zone, and then when you load into the next area, you will be missing your gravity gloves and gun and everything, so just don't do that. Just make sure you teleport down onto here, and you should load in. If you don't load in, just move a little further forward, and it should eventually let you in. So we're going to now go up here. You can either shoot that guy from down here or shoot him from up here. I prefer to shoot him from up here. Oh, I just got a notification. Press the button to open the door. And from here, I'm going to go a little fast. Once you go down here, you want to quickly get to that staircase and go up and around the guys and into the little house around the corner. So, as you can see, I'm going real quick. Oops. And then you go in here and go right up to this little doorway, and then go back, and you will notice it has despawned all the enemies. Oh, actually, I just remembered, we have a new strat. We used to go get something over there, but now we crouch here, height adjust up, and then walk through this little gap in the fence, and then walk forward, and you should be able to teleport in here. You can then mantle up onto the porta potty. I'm just going to recenter myself. And teleport up onto this little roof right here. Oh. Sometimes the game does that, and I'm not actually sure why. So anyways, you want to then hold forward and mantle, and you should be able to get up onto this light, and then just teleport to get as high up as you can. Teleport onto this tiny little ledge here, and then you're going to want to teleport kind of as far as you can, basically about to here on this railing, because it will make it so that the antlions do not spawn in that room. So if you go to there, you see they don't spawn in. Now we go down to this fence right here. You might need to take a step forward, go over to this porta potty. Go to this little bit right here, and up into this room. Now, depending on, I guess if you're new, just go the normal way. That's why we took this grenade earlier on. You can just throw the grenade down, and it will blow up the whole area down below. And then you can head down and go the normal way. There'll be a couple zombies you'll need to kill, but yeah. If you're really quick with height adjust, this is a new method that was just found. It doesn't save that much time, but I mean, it's a little bit of a time save, so might as well point it out. You'll come down here, move over a little bit, and you should be able to teleport onto this pipe, stand up, go over here, pause and go under, go a bit towards the stairs, and you'll fall down onto the stairs, pause to get yourself back in bounds, and now you're over here, and you just skip to these zombies. Once you're here, make sure you take a step back to about here, basically close enough just not to hit this barnacle, because the next area will not load unless you do that. And then we come over here, and we just zoom across this map. Just skip everything. We don't want to fight at all. get to this door and quickly HUD adjust under and up on the other side. If the game lets you teleport, you can teleport. Sometimes it doesn't, so you'll need to do the thing where you rotate your view around, and then you can walk over here and into the load. Alright, so now that we are here, you just quickly come around here and up this ladder, go through these gates, and then you want to come over to this yellow barrel here. Get on the barrel, get as close as you can to this wall, crouch, and hit the stand button. Then pause the game and stand up, and I like to just take a little step to the left, so I'm kind of right over top of this pipe. Just makes the next bit easier, and then you want to do a save load. Once you're here, you should be able to grab onto this ladder and pull yourself up. I'm just going to pause here. You can either go all the way around up the stairs and then over to these planks, or if you're still standing up from the height adjust, you can just teleport onto this little pipe right here and go over. Make sure you go back to normal height though, because you'll get stuck on that. I'm just going to go quick because I don't want to get hit by the manhack. Come around here, get your gun ready because you're probably going to need to shoot. This guy's going to come out. And then you just want to go fast and avoid all combat. You can either, I'll just pause to make sure they don't come get me. You can either stand up on this railing here and then teleport up onto that little barbed wire right there, or you can actually do it from a little further back here, as you can see. So either on there or from further back, up onto this plank, and over to the controls.
Alyx, dead ahead. Those controls.
You may notice something is missing. We happened to skip the trigger to load that in, so kind of just looks funny. There's a force field around nothing.
Earth could have used you in the 7-Hour War.
Maybe we'd have lasted. Alright. Looks like the bridge is fully extended. Just need to gently dock the vault to the bridge. How hard can that be?
Alright, and once these levers come out, just go ham on the levers.
Well, one of these
As many as you can, as fast as you can.
right?
Almost certainly.
Maybe?
I don't think you actually have to go ridiculously fast on these, but I mean, come on, it's fun.
Why is the bridge not moving?
I know. Russ, I can see it not moving.
There. And then once this whole thing starts up, you can stop.
Oh god.
Alyx! Alyx! Alyx!
Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is, if you remember back in Chapter 2, where we did the thing where we went under the hatch and kind of spun our play space around to get to the other side, we're basically going to do the exact same thing here. So once this loads in, you want to go down here. Now this is really dark, so it's going to be a little hard to tell what I'm doing, but you can kind of see that this car is here, and also the game wants me to grab onto the window. You just basically want to go in kind of right beside this pillar here, or like right behind the pillar. You can kind of tell because if you look out here, you basically want to get to the point where you are as low as possible, which is about here, right behind this pillar here. And then you hit the crouch button, and this is going to be really hard to tell what's going on, I'm sorry, but unfortunately this part of the game is just very odd looking. So you hit the crouch button, pause and go under, and you're going to notice there is like another pillar on here. You need to make sure your head is in between the bottom of this floor and the top of this pillar. So anywhere in between here. And then we are trying to get that way. The game is going to constantly bring up this orange barrier because we are very much in a place we should not be. So what I'm going to do is basically get as close as I can to the exit of this area, turn my play space around, turn around and get way closer, turn the play space around again, get way closer, and just keep doing that. Or you can do the method I showed before where you kind of spin your head around and constantly move away. So this is where I just came from. You need to get over there. You can kind of see there's some like black wheels that haven't exactly loaded in properly with the car. We just need to get a bit past that. So I'm just going to keep rotating my head. I think I'm not, yeah, my head was too high. You got to make sure you keep your head at that same height. And I think there is a pit over there, kind of to the left of here, so just don't go too far left. And you just want to keep going until you are below this geometry. So you can kind of see there's some stuff here. Now you can pause and stand up, and you should be able to teleport in. If you cannot teleport in, all right, and then you can stand up. If you cannot teleport in, it's because you're either behind this wall, which is invisible from the other side, or there's also an invisible wall over here. So you just need to make sure you actually get far enough so that you're coming up in from the floor here and not in from the walls. And then once you're here, teleport up, and we just do this part like normal. As long as you are fast enough, you shouldn't get hit by the Strider. Definitely don't get hit by the Strider because you are on like 1 health. And then this guy will always step to the left here, so just start shooting at the left. And you just gotta shoot him like normal there. Once you see that big green explosion of light, you want to come over here. I'm gonna quickly pause because I need to do this before the what's it called? Just the land. The thing comes up that you can walk on. So you want to teleport right onto this bit of land right here. Then you're going to aim for there. If you can't get it, step a bit forward. It's very hard. Then you're going to try and go over here. If you can't get it, back up a little bit away from the floor. And then finally, into the laser. And once you're in the laser, do not move. Stay still. Just let the game do what it wants. If you move it, you will probably die.
A lot of interference. I might not be able to talk to you in there.
No, probably not.
So, this is it.
Yeah,
And then you'll come out with courses safe and sound, so everything is gonna be...
everything will be fine. Talk to you soon.
What? Why?
Dad?
Alright. Sometimes the game plays the death sound right as you get to this load screen. I don't know why, don't worry. If that happens, you didn't die, you actually got in. And now that we are in here, you want to quickly go back to shift movement. You want to crouch and hit stand, and then stand in real life. So you're basically just up against the ceiling. You can't go too high, because if you go into the ceiling, it won't let you teleport properly, but just be like right below the ceiling, and then do any other zero zip, where you just hit the thumbstick really fast, and you'll be over here, and just hit save and reload. Make sure you're in the middle of this little catwalk here, not over off to the side, because I've seen a lot of people be off to the side and they didn't get it right when they saved and reloaded. When you spawn in, you're going to be really tall because we were standing, or had adjust standing, so you can just go back to normal height or crouch. This door will stay closed until you hit a trigger back here, so basically just teleport back to this little thing and then the door will open. And now that you're in here, the run is basically done. We just have to load into the next area. Once the game does the little green force field, grab onto the things and you should be done. I think it's the second green force field too. There's not really any time to save here. Once you've gotten here, you can be safe, or you can be comfortable that you're not going to probably screw up from this point. So right as this opens, go quickly to the end of here.
Let's get you out of this thing.
And don't grab too early, because if you grab onto these handles right now, and then once the game does the next force field, it won't actually start doing it until you let go and grab onto them again. So there. Right as you see the lightning, grab on, and time stops right now, right as the glass breaks. And once you have finished, do not pause the game or open Steam VR. Let the game continue to run for a moment, because you'll notice my timer has not stopped. Right now, we can't stop the timer exactly when the glass breaks. So instead, the timer we are able to stop when we load into this next area. So now the timer should be stopped. So what you do from here is you take the time, which, oh boy, sure didn't do great on that run, huh? And then you take your time and subtract 18.25 seconds from it. And that is your actual time. There is sometimes a case where the game lags out during that end bit after the glass is broken. in which case maybe the time might be wrong. Just to be sure, like your real time is going to be when the glass broke. So if you just watch your video back over and see exactly when the glass breaks, that's your actual real time. I see there were some people in the chat there. I wasn't actually looking at the chat this time because I was just doing the tutorial, but hopefully that helps. I'm going to upload this as a video, so anyone who is trying to go through the run doesn't know what they're doing, I'm hoping this helped you. If you need more help, like if any of my explanations weren't great, then absolutely join our Discord. In the Source Runs Discord, you just go to the Source 2 general chat, and trust me, like everyone is super okay with just answering questions. So with that, I'm going to end this, and hopefully this can help you with your runs.